All right, November 14th. It's Tuesday. This will be a short one because there's only one dot on the battery. As you can see, folks, the Terminator has been at work. I flattened all this stuff out. Used up all the wire, the cord I put on the trimmer line. I put on yesterday, added some more, and I learned a lesson the first time, and the second time it worked a lot better. What I haven't cut down yet, the weed whacker won't do. That stuff's more like trees, so we're gonna have to use the branch clippers, right? The two-handled clipper deals. I got a set of those. I did bring those with me because I knew we were gonna have to trim those branches I was telling you about yesterday, hanging off into the yard. When you cut the grass, you kind of have to grab them and flip them over your head as you go. I cut the tree down. She was here, so we've, this is our little 14-inch saw. As you can see, she's soaking wet, so it's not going to burn unless we get it really, really hot. But this is a vine that was in here, man. This thing, these vines are so invasive and troublesome. They just destroy everything. You can see it's climbed over into here. It's up into this tree here. All these are little trees that I'm going to have to use the clippers to clip them down. All this stuff. Look, and you got, man, it's growing right out the side of the bank of the creek here, right into the creek. That or something fell over, one of the two, but it don't look real good. Obviously the water's running, as you can see. Bring you over there. I hope we don't, if we run out, we're just going to stop. So you can see the water is running. It heads in a yonder direction. More garbage in there. The people here, I don't know what these folks were doing, man. Look at this. This is just a mess. This is just an absolute mess. There's, man, I don't have enough energy at 58 years old to be doing that, man. Not without a backhoe, Got some kind of drain there. I don't know what that's from. It's obviously not from our septic because it's all the way on the side of the house up there. This septic field. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on here. We'll see in the spring how high it gets. I mean, obviously it's pretty deep. So when the snow melts and everything heads downstream, I'm sure it probably gets a little deeper, a little bigger. But, I'm not picking this stuff up just yet. You see, there's the whacker will take some of this red stuff that I showed you yesterday, right? It'll take some of this, but the thicker stuff and down where there's a whole bunch of it really densely, it won't get it. So I went back as far as I could until it started to become tree and more of that invasive above ground root called a vine. It was all up inside of that tree. Yeah, see, look at this mess. That's just a nightmare. That thing there, that's the vine. That's it right there. I don't know what that is, but man, what a pimple on the face of the earth, man. What a disaster that stuff is. And it just weasels its way into everything and just kills it. These two trees haven't had any kind of leaves or greenery on them at all. They're just so strangled down. But we can certainly weed whack a bunch of this and find the edge anyway and get this knocked down. So yeah, it'll be something we'll have to keep doing once we get it down. And we obviously won't want to get too close with the mower and fall in there, right? So we'll have to come back each time we cut the grass and whack that down if we want to continue to be able to see it all, That's all tree farm stuff there. Our, as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, the white post, the car just went by, the little red flag on it. That's about 10 feet to the right of that yellow marker on this gas line or something. Let me see, I think we're about right in the middle of these two tire track things here. You see it there. That's our true property line over out around and to the other side of the creek all the way up to the road. So bummer. Sure would be nice to put a great big culvert pipe in there and just cover the darn thing up so you had the yard right, but it is what it is. What do you do? Man, this really opens things up back here, doesn't it? I mean, we get the rest of this stuff cleaned up, cut the other tree down and get in there and tear that vine up as much as we can. We want to get rid of that tree a little at a time. We'll bust apart and burn the old swing set. We got no use for that. Tried to give it to the friends for part, you know, they could add on to their chicken coop or whatever, but they weren't interested. So as you can see, I've raped all the doors and skirting little by little. Everything but the shingles, I'm going to tear it off there and burn it. So as we've needed more heat, we've been throwing, you know, processed wood or lumber on there to help burn the stuff up. We burned up everything except this little wheelbarrow that was leaning up the back of the garage here. It's the one that came with the place. One of the wheels is locked up on the axle. It's a piece of junk. So, but the big heavy stuff that was on the ground that we had to cut, that was anywhere between 4 and 6 feet long, 4-inch, 5-inch round. We've burned it all. It's all burned up. So the heavy stuff is gone. This is about as big as it gets in this barrel right here, right there. And as you can see, there's not a whole bunch of it. There's more medium-sized stuff in there. So it was all the way out to here, folks. Those branches were all the way out to here. The 4 to 6 footers were over there from the first time I burned. So I'd say this is probably 1/3 of the total pile when it was here. It looks real dense, but a lot of it's just leaves that fell off the tree that blew in there. Makes it look a lot bigger and thicker than it is, but it's really not. Little, you know, little at a time. Farmer Bob, you know, not the physical specimen he was in his 20s, that's for sure. Now you give me a go-kart, and I feel like I'm 22, 25 years old. You give me a chainsaw and an afternoon on the farm, I'm gonna be asking when's lunch break. So there you go. Clearing the land, burning it down, doing the best we can. We got a beautiful week this week. It was, I think it was 50, 52, 54 today. There's the neighbor. It's going to be 52 or 54 again tomorrow. Thursday probably the same, maybe a little warmer, maybe some rain on Friday. So we got 2 more days of messing around. So we'll get all this stuff burned up. Probably won't bother touching any of this. We will try to knock that down and get it as cleaned up as best we can before the snow comes. Hopefully, you know, by the end of the day Thursday, if I just got to go in there with the chainsaw and just go to town like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy, just going to town with then I'll do it. But you can see the old wood pile there. That vine was running right across the top of it as well. This stuff's practically petrified. Somebody cut wood and split wood to burn, and it's been sitting out here overgrown forever. You see there's straw out here, so there was probably straw bales out here too for some reason. The guy said where the wire was his garden at some point. Said it went all the way to the creek, so that had to be. Look at the overgrowth here, folks. This isn't just a year or 2 or 3. It does grow quick, but all these little sapling trees that are growing here. Oh, there's some little birds. Hello, birdies. Look at their squeaking. They're saying, "Don't cut down our house, bub. It's our habitat." You know what? They might be coming for me. Sorry, guys. It is what it is. Plenty other trees. Help yourself to another one. Best I can tell you. But that's it. Yeah, I'm happy with the progress we're making in a couple of days. You know, hopefully we get this stuff knocked down enough to where, you know, it opens up the yard a whole great big bunch. What do we do back here, folks? Any suggestions? There's potholes and it's uneven. They've probably piled up dirt or garbage there. God only knows what's in there. We're not going to, like I said, you saw that mess in there. We're not going to get into the ditch of the creek itself, the banks of the creek, but yeah, making ground, kicking butt, taking names, I guess, and add my butt to the list, because I needed the heating pad on my butt cheeks this morning instead of my back, because those hip flexors run right through here, and man, they were sore from doing all that bending over yesterday. So hey, there you go. Part 2. Oh, I got to show you. I forgot. I almost forgot again. I got to show you what it was that I found out there. The piece of plastic, the light bulb. Some of you probably have guessed. But as I'm piling up garbage on the side of the garage here, you see I put it here in an orderly fashion, right? I don't just throw it out here and let the earth grow around it like the rest of these rednecks. There it is. The garage door opener. The whole track and everything this whole thing was obviously underground, under the dirt. All you could see was this, it says Chamberlain on it or something. All you could see was this side of it and the plastic light cover. And I thought, wow, what is that? You know, that's pretty crazy. And I get over there, picked it up, and out comes there's the light bulb, right? Out comes the garage door opener. Got no use for something, just drag it out to your back 40 and throw it, and the earth will swallow it up, I guess. I don't really understand people, but you know, it is what it is. So that's what I found out there. These are the things, as I'm digging around in the fire pit, that I'm finding in there. A bunch of those wheels and a bunch of metal and stuff in there. So yeah, the garage door opener that showed that it had existed at one point in the garage with the little deals that tell you the door's open, right? The little wires to the sensors that show it's open. So there you go. There's the garage door opener. We found it. Battery's about gone, and we're about at the limit, folks. So that's it for day 2. Godspeed. God bless. It'll get better. Look, it is. We're clearing the China land, and we're making a home here. God bless y'all. Hang in there. Obviously, it's going to get better. Love you.